to start this Christmas dinner, it will be so comforting to have a warm soup. So John, will you be making a soup for our Christmas dinner?
Yes, I will. I'll be actually making you a cream of butternut squash.
Butternut squash. It is full of nutrients.
Yes, and then in this soup, I will teach you the trick and the ways to actually how to make a soup that is actually heartwarming and smooth, tasty. For the ingredients, what we need is that you need some white onions instead of red. Red onions tend to be a bit more spicy, so white onions will be actually sweeter for the soup. And a bit of minced garlic. And I will say the butternut squash, nicely peel the seeds so it look like this. Nice blocks of orange. And then we also need a pinch of salt, some double cream, some fresh milk, and a little bit of olive oil. That's all. Simple and easy. So what we're going to do is the first one you need to do is get some onions. Cut it fine. A good soup needs plenty of onions. And then for onions, just thinly slice it. The onions aside. What we're going to do next is actually let's turn on the stove. Okay, the one thing about cooking a good soup, or when we do cooking and things like that, always remember cold pot, cold oil.
Cold pot,
okay?
cold oil.
Yes, if it's too hot at oil, we will burn the onion before even it start to get brown. Okay, cold pot, cold oil. Make sure it's evenly spread.
Cold pot, cold oil.
Yeah,
Good
and then
tips,
also
yes.
once the pan heat up slightly, then you put in the onions. And then how do you know whether the pot is ready? My grandma used to taught me, okay, get a little bit of water, throw it in. When the oil strike back, the pot is hot. That is the wrong way. Okay, the correct way is actually get one small piece of onions. When it actually heat up, okay, as it actually heat up, put it in. As you put it in, you will start to see bubble appear on the sides of the onions, or you must hear a sizzling sound. Okay, when there's no sizzling sound, that means your pot is not ready enough.
No, I can hear the sizzling sound now, John.
Yeah. And then as it goes in, the fresh onions goes in, you hear a sizzling sound. And then you know what? As you put in the onions, a lot of people when they handle onions and garlics, right, they actually dislike that smells on the hand.
Yes.
Let me show you a tips how do I get rid of the smell. Okay, so onions goes in. Always onions goes in first as you fry your onions until it's softened or slightly brown. Okay, so this will actually take a bit of time. Once it has sizzling sounds, turn the heat down to 3 or 4. Okay, and then let it slowly brown. Okay, coming back to the onions or garlic in your hand, what you have to do is actually take a stainless steel spoon. Okay, stainless steel is actually what we call nature soap. Okay, for this, just rub it against the spoon, run it in running water, the smell will go off.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You know what? Out there, they actually sell stainless steel soap.
Soap, but
and
it's the
we
same
thought-
thing.
We thought that it was some magical things that they put inside the stainless steel soup. I mean,
Just
all the
buy-
time it's just a
Get a
stainless
Lagome
steel
stainless steel spoon.
And,
It's settled.
thank you for the wonderful tip. Audience out there, you
Just
would
rub like
love
this.
this tip. When
Yeah.
it smells with garlic onion, just rub it
goes off.
before you hold the hands of your husband, your spouse, or your loved ones. Yeah.
You work for onions, garlic, durian,
Durian
fish,
even. Wow.
or even chili when it's actually very stinky.
I
It
love
works.
this hint. This is fantastic. Thank you so much, John.
You're welcome. So let this onion fry until it's slightly brown. There's one very important thing in soup, a tip, a very important one. You master it, you will know how to make a good soup. Important
Tell me.
one. Okay, so a lot of times when actually people make soup back home,
Yes.
what they tend to do is that they are very anxious. They got all the ingredients ready, yes, but what they're going to do is that they throw in the onions, they throw in the garlic, all within the 1 minute. That is wrong. The correct way to do it is actually make sure that your onions, your garlic is actually fried very nicely until it's actually softened and lightly brown. Okay, especially also your garlic. See the onions actually slightly brown already, and then now you actually add in your garlic.
So actually, you took about 5 minutes to saute.
2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah.
To saute your onion.
Correct.
Under very low, about 5
Medium heat.
minutes.
Medium
1
heat.
to 10 is only at 5. So
Correct.
it's medium heat.
Medium
yeah.
heat. And then you always normally do your onions first, followed by your garlic, because garlic tends to burn faster. Okay, and then if you can actually get this nicely brown and softened, what tends to happen is that the soup will reward you with a sweet aftertaste.
Wow.
Fragrant. Okay.
Soup can even reward us, audience. Listen to that.
Yeah, and then but if you are too anxious, what will happen is we have a term in the industry we call your onion is not quite fragrant. When you drink the soup bites you because of the spiciness.
Instead
It
of kisses
bites
you,
you.
it bites you.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know. I'm learning new things.
Yeah.
It either kiss you or it bites you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so to me it's like when the garlic is actually put it into the pot, do make sure you stir it a little bit more frequent because that is to actually prevent the garlic from burning. Okay, when this has actually been done, this little time, let's put in a tablespoon or two of the butter. Okay, the butter I had to put in slightly later because if you put in too early, your burns
Butter burns easily.
very
yes,
easily.
yes.
Yeah, I put it at this stage. The fragrance is all there.
So just now the oil can be any oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Yeah,
I
olive
see.
oil. Because at 45 to 155 degrees, olive oil still can take the heat.
Yes.
Yeah, you can afford avocado oil will be the next best choice.
Oh, I love avocado oil.
Yeah, and then the next thing you're gonna put it in butternut squash. Pour it all in. Also saute until it's slightly softened.
You know, butternut squash has so much micronutrients and with so much vitamin A. You know, it is a soup that I think most home chefs should actually create a nice soup for the family.
Yeah.
And especially even for children coming back from school, it's
Yes.
so comforting just to drink butternut squash soup made for your loved ones.
And not to mention, butternut squash is actually a superfood.
It's a superfood.
It's a superfood. Yeah.
You see, even butternut is classified under superfood. Do you know what's superfood? Superfood are those that has been classified like superfood, where you have fruits who are superfood, vegetables that are superfood. So now butternut squash is also under the classification of superfood. Yeah.
It
So
really have tons of
it is so
nutrients.
easily available, affordable, and so we should make more soup for our family. Yeah.
Soup brings a lot of warmth to the heart actually. A lot of warmth. Not just for Christmas, but for normal days also.
My heart is getting warm.
Yeah, the next thing we're going is actually the milk. The cream we only put in just before it actually is ready. So the milk will goes in. You have the option to actually put in fresh milk, UHT milk, water, or chicken stock. But I choose to use milk lah. The milk will actually give it a very nice, smooth and creamy
So if you
texture.
don't want to take milk, you can also put in chicken
Water
stock.
or chicken stock. Yeah.
What about vegetable stock?
You could also, for those who can't take milk,
vegetarian,
yep,
who are
you can put in chicken,
Yes.
with a vegetable stock or water.
Yes.
And then as the soup is actually boiling, one of the tips is a pinch of salt, not to actually season it, but the salt will actually draw out the sweetness from the butternut squash.
Oh, salt draw out the sweetness.
It do.
Something
Yeah.
new. Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so let's wait for the soup to boil up. And then once it boils up, we actually slow it down to simmer for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so when you cook it until the soup is slightly thickened, and then how to know whether it's ready to be blended? Okay, just use your spatula, lightly smash the butternut squash. Okay, it's easily been smashed into half. That means your butternut squash is actually ready. Okay, has not been seasoned yet.
So how long has that been?
You need to do it for around 15 to 20 minutes on medium-high heat. Yeah,
Okay.
can. So when this has been done, oh, this is another favorite equipments of mine. Okay.
Why
one
is
of
it
this,
your favorite?
hot soup, and then this is one of the few that has glass actually. And then to me, it's like with glass, it's actually much safer. So scoop in the butternut squash. Okay, try not to put too much around 1/4 or 1/3 will do. Okay, and then we can do it a couple of times. Okay, can also at this moment of time add in a little bit of
What's the reason
double cream.
for just 1/4?
Because what happens is that we don't want it to overspill because it's hot for
it's very
safety
hot.
and things like that. So it's
Yeah.
better to actually put it a little bit lesser.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and then we
this
can do it
is
a few
a-
times. Double cream.
Double cream.
Double cream. Okay, put it on. Okay, let's see how fast it goes. Doing quick pause. Okay, let the lid be out a little bit like this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So fast.
Done?
Done.
Wow.
Have a taste, Jin.
Yeah, okay. It's so smooth.
Yes, and shining.
Tastes good, smells good too. Let me taste it.
It's hot.
Yeah. One sip of the soup is so comforting to welcome our loved ones. So
Thank you.
heartwarming Thanks, John. Thank you so much. Audience, you would love the taste of this butternut squash soup. It's so lovely. I can still feel the yumminess